And the Queensland Government has been accused of risking the environment by allowing the release of treated coal seam gas water into a southern Queensland river. The State Environment Minister says she'll investigate the claims contained in an ABC online investigation into the CSG industry. From Chinchilla in southern Queensland, Kieran McKechnie reports.
At the headwaters of the Murray-Darling Basin, the Condamine River snakes through southern Queensland, but there are fears it's being polluted by water from coal seam gas operations.
We don't want any community or any part of our environment suffering from any disposal from organisations or companies.
The ABC has revealed that last year, the Queensland Government gave a gas project approval to dump 8 Olympic swimming pools worth of treated coal seam gas water per day into the river. That allows for the release of a string of chemicals and heavy metals at levels considered toxic under Australian environmental guidelines.
We don't want to see this water going down that riverine system at all.
One of the companies involved says the project's abiding by government-imposed standards. Queensland's Environment Department DERM says it granted the approvals under the Australian Drinking Water Guidelines. However, aquatic ecosystem standards designed to protect river plants, animals and microorganisms are far stricter.
Now that you've brought this to my attention, I can tell you that I'll be sending DERM officers straight out to have a look at these environmental authorities and make sure that we're protecting our environment.
DERM is now amending the approval to ensure levels of 2 possible pollutants meet the tougher standards. Environmentalists say they're alarmed by what they call the government's suck it and see approach.
OK, let's put a whole lot of this partly treated water into our local creeks and waterways and see what happens. Monitor what happens. If we mess up, well, we might have to do something else. We should know what the impacts are going to be before we go into something that's going to change the bush more radically than anything we will ever know in our lifetimes.
The Queensland Government is releasing a discussion paper on how to manage CSG water and admits releasing it into waterways is not ideal.
It is definitely the government's least preferred option to have water discharged into a natural waterway. And that's why we're releasing a new policy which clearly sets out that the first priority is actually to re-inject treated CSG water back into the coal seam.
The Condamine River revelations are contained in an ABC News online investigation. Its modelling of industry data estimates there'll be at least 40,000 gas wells across the nation by 2030, drawing 300 gigalitres of groundwater each year and producing more than 30 million tonnes of waste salt over the next 30 years. Kieran McKechnie, Lateline.